Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Launching an Online Store, which is a free training to teach you a little bit about what it takes to successfully launch an online store. So, no matter if you want to sell clothes, shoes, accessories, digital products, courses, whatever you would like to sell online, I want to help you to have somewhat of an understanding as to what it's going to take to do that successfully. So, let's hop right into this training. All right, so selling online is fun when you have clarity. So without clarity, it's frustrating. No matter what you choose to sell in your online store, there are a few key things that you should know. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me momentarily, but selling online is hard. It is hard work. There are a lot of people in this world. There's a lot of people in this world who need different things and need them in different ways. And so when you don't have clarity on what you want to sell and how you want to sell it and who you want to sell it to, it can be very frustrating. So I want you guys to know that selling online can be fun, but it's only fun when you have clarity. So I want to take a moment to introduce you to myself. My name is Jans. I go by Jans Charte on the internet. So I am an e-commerce coach, online boutique owner, content creator, and lover of fashion. So one thing to know about me is that I'm the owner of a business called the Boutique Academy, which is a learning platform for new and aspiring boutique owners. We offer online courses, books, and our signature 8-week program, which is called the Boutique Accelerator. And then the second thing I want you to know is that I'm the owner of Brazen Boutique, which is an online boutique for busy women who aren't confined to wardrobe requirements, value their time, and don't want to spend it thinking about what to wear each day. We offer easy outfit solutions like matching sets, sweatpants, t-shirts, leggings, and other wardrobe essentials. So we're going to talk a little bit more deeply about my online boutique, but I want you guys to key in on a little bit of what I've stated here just in this short introduction of who I am, what I do, and how my business serves the people. So one being that my business, the Boutique Academy, is for new and aspiring boutique owners, and we offer online courses, books, and our signature 8-week program, the Boutique Accelerator. So I've clarified exactly what it is that I sell, and I also have clarified exactly who I serve. And then for my online boutique, I've done the exact same thing. I've clarified who I serve and I've clarified what I offer. So again, selling online is fun when you have clarity. I really want you guys to remember that very key detail. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how my business journey started. It all started on YouTube. So I used my YouTube channel to build trust and authority before I started selling any products online. So the hardest and most frustrating part of launching a business is launching to a non-existent audience and not making any sales. You'll want to start building an audience before launching, and YouTube is a great place to do that. So I'm not saying that you have to start a YouTube channel, but what I am saying is that YouTube is a fantastic place to start to build that authority, to build trust, and to ultimately build an audience of people who may potentially be best served by whatever it is that you would like to offer or whatever it is that you would like to sell. And so, if video isn't your jam, try Instagram, and that rhymed. I use Instagram every single day to build community and to show behind the scenes of my business while also showcasing my products. Instagram is a platform that thrives off of visual content, and if you can create beautiful content, you can win on Instagram. So, Instagram for business is totally different than Instagram for personal use. It's likely that as just a human being, you use Instagram or you use social media simply for the purpose of sharing, your selfies and sharing pictures of your kids and your family, just random things that don't necessarily have purpose or are not for anyone specific. But when you are utilizing Instagram for business, you have to be intentional about not only the content that you create, but also how you create it and make sure that it aligns with the people that you ultimately want to serve. So again, you can win on Instagram when you create beautiful content. All right, so let's start to get into this important stuff. So 3 lessons I learned from running both of my businesses. So although my businesses serve 2 different audiences and sell different types of products, the same general rules apply. So one thing is that selling is easier when your messaging is clear. Problem solving is the key to consistent sales. No matter what you decide to sell, it should appeal to someone specifically. So if we go back a couple slides where I was explaining to you, who both of my businesses serve and what we offer to them, it's clear. It's not a very general description. I didn't say, we sell women's clothing and that's it. Or I didn't say, my business is for women all over the world or women between a certain age range. I specified the types of women that my business serves, and I also specified the types of clothing that we offer. Same with the Boutique Academy. I specified the type of boutique owner that I serve. So I said new and aspiring. So if you've been in business for 10 years, you probably aren't the girl for me. If you just started yesterday, you're the girl for me or you're the guy for me. So selling is easier when your messaging is clear. And part of your messaging is you being able to clearly articulate out loud what you do, who it's for, how you do it, why you do it, and all of those good things. The second lesson that I learned is that people will pay any amount if they believe it's valuable. So I sell an abundance of things on the internet, and the pricing for both or for all of those things looks so different. So for my online boutique, the cheapest thing that you can buy is about $9.90. But on the opposite side, for my other business, the most expensive thing that you can buy is $3,000. And I've been able to sell both successfully. So I've learned that people will pay any amount of money if they believe that what you're offering to them is valuable. Your prices shouldn't be arbitrary. Choose them intentionally and sell the value of your products, not just the product. So when I say sell the value of your products, I mean that you have to be able to explain to a customer not only, why this item is great, but why it is great for them. It needs to be applicable to who they are and what you know about them. So the more you know about the people that you are going to serve, the easier it's going to be for you to sell your products to them. And then the third lesson that I learned is that find something for your business to be, or that you should find something for your business to be known for. So it's really easy to fall into the trap of, if I sell a little bit of everything, I could probably sell to a little bit of everyone, or I could probably make money from, serving a multitude of people. But you don't want to diversify your products too much. You don't want to diversify your offerings too much. Try to find a few winning products and allow them to make up the bulk of your revenue, or a few winning, services and things like that to make up the bulk of your revenue. So think about it this way. If you have, let's say, 20 different products or 20 different services or just offers at the same time, you're trying to make money from each one. You're trying to market each one of them. It's likely that your time is not going to be split evenly amongst the two, or amongst all of them, amongst all 20 of them. It's likely that there's going to be something that gets more of your attention than other things. And it's also likely that there's going to be something that people resonate with more than they resonate with all of the other things. So do yourself a favor and just narrow it down from day one, rather than starting with an abundance of things and confusing yourself as well as your audience. All right, so this is a very important one right here. You don't have to sell anything new. So when a lot of people start online businesses, whether that be a boutique or, just selling anything in general, it's often believed that they need to sell something that doesn't exist, something that's fresh and new that people have never seen before. But I want you to know that it is 10 times harder to sell something to someone that they've never heard of, or that doesn't seem like it would be beneficial to them. So you don't have to sell anything new. And I want you guys to know that the bulk of my revenue for my online boutiques comes from one product, these sweatpants. So this is a picture of me, and this is a picture of me holding one style of sweatpants that my boutique offers, and I believe I have about 17 colors listed here. And so if you look at that screenshot that is right underneath at the bottom of this picture, it showcases my top 3 selling products for this year thus far. So at the time of this screenshot, I had made about $117,000, a little bit over $117,000, and 41,000 of that came from one product, sweatpants. The next box underneath that is a seamless bodysuit, which was an item that complements the sweatpants. I had made about $6,869. And the third product is the exact same sweatpants, another $9,000. So $50,000 of my revenue came from one product that I offered in a multitude of colors. So there's nothing special about this product itself. You can find sweatpants anywhere. You can find sweatpants, at Walmart. You can find sweatpants at Old Navy, at the mall. There are a multitude of places that you can find sweatpants. But it's all in the way that you sell it. It's all in the way that you present it through your content, the way that you present it and explain, what's special about it through your messaging. And that's it. It's all in how you sell it. You do not have to sell anything that is brand new. And on the opposite side of this is from my other business, the Boutique Academy. So you can have multiple offers, but always have an end goal. So although I have courses, I also have a monthly membership. I have books and more. My goal is to get as many people enrolled in the Boutique Accelerator as possible. So all of my offers align with one another in some way. Excuse me. So if we go back to the beginning of this presentation where I mentioned this is what the Boutique Academy is and this is what we offer, I didn't mention the membership. I didn't mention the books. I mentioned some very key pieces of information, and one of those being the Boutique Accelerator, because that is ultimately my end goal. That is where I want the most people to end up, because I know that that's where they're going to get the most value, and I also know that that's going to be the offer that I make the most money from. So this screenshot here is a screenshot of my revenue from January 1st, 2021 until April 12th, 2021. So again, you can have as many offers as you want. You can offer as many services as you want, but there should always be an end goal, and there should always be something in particular that, you want the multitude of people to know about or ultimately take part in. All right, so let's talk a little bit about marketing. So launch campaigns are important. Don't just throw it out into the world and expect people to find you. So oftentimes I have clients who come to me after launching their business and they say, I don't understand why my following isn't growing, or I don't understand why I only have friends and family who have supported my business thus far. And it's often because, one, they didn't have a launch campaign to begin with. They just kind of threw it out there into the world, or they threw up a coming soon flyer one day and then just expected it to grow into something great. And they have this weird expectation of people just finding them out of nowhere. But remember, I mentioned that you want to provide something that is of value, and you want to be clear about who you are trying to serve. So if you're not even clear about those things, it's almost like, how could you possibly attract more people or attract the right people if you are not even clear about who it's for and what it is? So don't just throw your business or your brand out into the world and expect people to find you. You'll need a plan for collecting emails, promoting your products, and building brand awareness and visibility. And it's going to be so much easier if you're solving a problem and clear about exactly what you sell and who it's for. So I keep going back to the beginning of this presentation, but it's included some very important information. So when I explained this is what my online boutique is, this is who it's for, and this is what we sell, I was clear about who exactly it was for and how my business aligns with who they are. So when you think about the type of person that you would like to ultimately sell your products or your offers or services to, you want to be clear about essentially what problem are you solving for them? How are you, your business, your products, your services, how are they going to ultimately make this person's life better? How are they going to add to that person's life? And if you can't answer that question, then we're going to have to think about that just a bit. So let's talk a little bit about launching like a pro. So launching is more than just putting a date out there and sending everyone to your coming soon page. You want to show them all of the product. So oftentimes, as I mentioned, people throw up that coming soon flyer. It says launching on December 31st or January 1st, and we don't hear anything from them until January 1st. We don't see any uh, example of what's to come. We don't see any behind the scenes content of, the photo shoot, um, you selecting the merchandise, you packing the merchandise, you unpackaging the merchandise. We have no idea what's to come. All we know is that you're launching a business. So no one will wait for your launch if they don't know what they're waiting for. Give them something to wait for. So if they cannot see physical evidence of what's to come, you have not given them a reason to care. I think it's really important for you all to know that you have to show them the product. I think that some people have the feeling that they are supposed to hide it all, and that when they launch, it's going to be this grand surprise. But the surprise is going to be that there's going to be very few people waiting on the other side of that launch. So it is a lot easier for you to wrap your brain around this if you think about it from the angle of, I would like to make money when I launch this business. How can I make money when I launch this business without having clarity around the fact that there are people that are waiting for what I have to offer? If they don't know what you have to offer, there is no one that is waiting for it. Think about it that way. So secondly, I want you guys to know that you need to tell them why it's special or unique and how it will impact them. Most people aren't selling something that can't be found elsewhere. So remember, I sell sweatpants. The bulk of my inventory is merchandise that can 100% absolutely be found somewhere else on the internet. So with that being the case, I have to be clear about what makes my business special. What makes my business worth being the one that people choose to support at the end of the day, knowing that I sell something that they can find elsewhere. So this goes back to you being able to say, I know who my customer or my target customer is, and I know why my business would be beneficial to them. You want to be able to clearly articulate why your business is special or unique and how it will impact them. And then the last thing that you want to think about is having clear objectives for every action. So don't just jump out there with random actions. Every action should have a reason, and you should document the result. So important thing to know about launching a business or just being in business in general is that not everything will go as planned. There's going to always be something that does not work. There's going to always be something that you fail at. It is a part of being in business. But the most important thing that you can do through that process is document what happened. Document the steps that you took, and document everything that happened after you took that step or after you took that action. Because it's that documentation that's going to help you to do better the next time around. But before you take the action, you want to be clear about what you wanted to get as a result of the action in the first place. So to give you an example, every day, let's say millions of pieces of content land on Instagram, and they all look different. But let's go from the angle of online boutiques. I know for a fact that, like I mentioned, there are so many of us that sell the same exact things. And so with that being the case, not only do we want to think about what that content is going to look like, but we also want to think about what our objective is that's tied to that piece of content. And oftentimes people don't have an objective other than that they would like to make money. But if you did not know, you need to have more goals other than making money. Because in order for you to make money from a person, you have to build a relationship with them. No one is just on the internet throwing out their money just because. They're giving their money to a business or a brand because there's something about that brand that they like. There's something about that brand that they resonate with. And so as you're thinking about the actions that you take, in this example, your content, you want to think about what you want as a result of putting that content into the world. So is your objective to get people to comment and answer a question? Is your objective to get people to your website? Is your objective to get people to send you a message? Is it to get them to sign up for your email list? Is it to tag someone else? Is it to get them to share? Is it to get them to save this content? There's a multitude of objectives that you can have at the end of the day. But the most important thing is that you have one in the first place. All right, so this is the fun part. As you can see, I have this little video here, and this is a day in the life at my online boutique. So I want to share with you guys the 5 S's of selling. So selling can be made simple, that should say simple, with these 5 tips. So these are 5 things that I believe are extremely important to your ability to sell and do it simply. So the first is Shopify. You need Shopify. So if you currently have a website for your online boutique or your e-commerce store and it is not on Shopify, I urge you to switch today. So Shopify is the greatest e-commerce platform of all time. Bonus, Samcart is my favorite for selling my courses and programs. So that's another S. So if you are on these services, courses, and things of that nature, on that side, I would say Samcart is a great option for you. So Shopify is amazing, not just because it is an amazing e-commerce platform, but because it gives you a ton of capabilities and extensions that will allow you to provide the most effective shopping experience for your customers and give you capabilities that will allow you to sell your merchandise in a more simplistic way. So there is a misconception that Shopify itself is going to make you money, but it is the apps and things of that nature that Shopify offers that ultimately helps you to be successful on their platform. So number 2 is solving a problem. If your product can solve a problem for someone, they are more likely to buy what you're selling. So if you just chose an item that you wanted to sell based off of nothing other than the fact that you love it, you think it would look great on your body, or you saw somebody else selling it, or things of that nature, that ultimately probably won't help you to sell that merchandise. It's going to be so much easier for you to sell whatever it is if it solves a person's problem, if it aligns with their life in some way, if it is applicable to their life in some way. Number 3, set realistic goals. So everyone wants to make 6 and 7 figures, obviously. Every conversation that I have is with someone whose goal is to make 6 figures by the end of the year. That's almost always the goal that people come to me with. But that goal might not be realistic today. So plan for future success and pace yourself. Oftentimes when you come into business, you have this 6-figure goal, and you might go as far as to say, okay, 6 figures, $100,000. That means I need to make $8,333 a month. Now, as a new business owner, you haven't even figured out how to make $100, let alone $1,000. But you're thinking, I need to make $8,333 this month to be on track to making that amount every single month so that I can make 6 figures at the end of the year. That's unrealistic if you have never sold anything on the internet. So it's really important that you start your business pacing yourself. Give yourself small goals and prove to yourself what you're capable of achieving with those small goals, and work your way up to those bigger goals. So if I had to give you a prime example of this, in the year of 2020, my online boutique made about $215,000. However, in January of 2020, I made $1,200. In February of 2020, I made just over $2,000. In March, I went back down to $1,400 or something like that. So those first 3 months of the year, I was nowhere near making 6 figures, nowhere near it. But I paced myself. and I figured out what I needed to be doing. I documented every step that I took, whether it was a good result or bad result, and I used that information to do better month over month. And by the end of the year, not only did I make $100,000, I made over $200,000. So don't feel like you need to do the things today to make, $8,333 so that you can make six figures at the end of the year, because you don't know what it's going to take for you to be able to do that right now. So plan for that future success and pace yourself. Number 4 is study your analytics. So your ability to study data will count more than you'd ever imagine. By learning to read data, you can make smarter predictions, plan more effectively, and pivot. So remember, I mentioned that not everything's going to go as planned. You can have everything mapped out. You can say, I know exactly every step that I'm going to take to get to whatever end result, but it may not work. And so it's going to be really important that you're able to understand how to read your analytics, how to read data in order to make predictions of what to do next, in order for you to plan for your next steps, and ultimately to pivot in a different direction if need be. And number 5 is show up. So don't give up. Keep showing up. As I mentioned, things don't always go as planned. It's hard. Business is hard. When you first start an online business, especially when you're in that space of trying to build your audience, trying to get website traffic, trying to get email subscribers, there's all these moving pieces, and you're trying to grow all of it at one time. It starts to seem impossible at some point, or for some people it seems like it's never going to happen, and so it becomes really easy for you to give up. But I want you to understand that business is hard, and it is going to be so much so much easier for you to succeed if you keep going. So keep showing up. Don't strive for perfection, because perfection does not exist, and allow people to witness you get better over time. I always say that people love to witness a glow up, and consistency always wins. So that person that disappears off the internet for 3 months is going to be 3 months behind the person who stuck it out and stayed there for 3 months. Point blank, period. So Shopify, solve a problem, set realistic goals, study your analytics, and show up. All right, but it's not enough to just have an online store. As I mentioned, Shopify is simply the platform that you'll build your website through and where your products will live. But you'll need to bring it to life with some key tools. And so I want to tell you guys a little bit more about what your online store's website needs to have. So here are your website must-haves. Focus on these key components to make your website more effective. Clear product photos that show key details of the product. So these screenshots that you can see are from my Online Boutiques app, and also from my Online Boutiques Instagram account. And so as you can see, there are very clear images for what I sell. There's no, distractions in the backgrounds of the images. There is no randomness. It's very clear. They can see the products on a model's body. So whatever it is that you sell, you want to be clear about what you want your content to look like, or what you want your product photos to look like. And you want to be clear about the fact that you have displayed the key details of that product in the best light. Next is product descriptions. You need product descriptions that answer potential customer questions. So often I'll read product descriptions that say 90% cotton, 10% spandex, model is wearing a size medium. But on the opposite side of that screen, the customer is thinking, the model is wearing a size medium, but how tall is she and how much does she weigh? I need to know those details in order for me to decide whether or not I need a medium as well, or if I need a large, or if I need a small. They need more details. They might also be wondering, does this item fit true to size? So is medium the typical size that model wears, or is she actually wearing one size bigger than what she typically wears? Or is she wearing one size smaller than what she typically wears? Let's imagine that you've shown them the front of a beautiful dress, and they're wondering, does that dress have a zipper in the back? I wonder how easy or hard it's going to be for me to get into it. Or, I love this outfit, but what kind of shoes should I wear with it? These are all details that you can include in your product description. So as you are writing your product descriptions, write it out based on the information that you know you need to include, and then go back and ask yourself, what might someone ask themselves as they are looking at this this picture? What might they need to know in order to increase the likelihood of them buying this merchandise? Next is a website header that changes as you launch new products. So I don't know why, but oftentimes people launch online stores and the header image never changes. So some people may know this as the hero image, and this is just the image that lives at the very top of a website. So if you've ever been to, your favorite retailer's websites, you may notice that the image at the top of their website changes often. And it typically changes because there's something that's changing in their business. They got new products, they're running a sale, there's a one-day promotion, there's something that they want you to know about. And the best way for you to know about it is for it to be the first thing that you see when you land on their website. So your header image is the most important space on your website. That header space should tell someone exactly what they need to know about what's going on in your business today. Next is methods of contact to ask questions. So as I mentioned, people have questions. They might read your product description. You might answer all the questions that you think they might have, but they might still have questions. So there needs to be somewhere clearly outlined where someone can submit a question to ask. So that can be a button, that can be through an app, that can be a link to send you a Facebook message. It could be whatever you would like it to be, but they need to be able to contact you in some way. Next is an email and text marketing options. So don't rely on just one way of communicating with people. There are some people who prefer to receive an email, and there are other people who prefer to receive a text message. You might as well just have both options. Allow them to sign up for whichever one is, the one that they would prefer to be a part of. Next is an abandoned cart email or text message system. So not everybody's going to finish that transaction. How many times have you added a bunch of stuff to your cart only to not finish the transaction? Or, you close the tab, or you open a bunch more tabs and you completely forget about that stuff that you piled into your cart. It happens way more often than you would have ever imagined. And so with that being the case, you want to have some type of system in place that allows you to re-engage with that person and hopefully get them to come back and finish that transaction at the end of the day. Next is a return policy. So believe it or not, people want you to have a return policy. I often find that people have the notion that I shouldn't have a return policy because I don't want to deal with the hassle of returns. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to have to deal with it ultimately. And so they choose not to have a return policy. So all sales are final. You can't get a refund. You can't exchange it. You can't get a store credit. Nothing. You buy it, it's yours. You can't return it. And so what ends up happening is you deter a lot of people from shopping with you. And so it's not that they necessarily want to return, but it is a safety measure for them at the end of the day. So think about it this way. You've launched this new business. Nobody knows you. They don't really have a reason to trust you just yet. And they're trying to figure out why they should trust you. And so if they do add something to their cart, let's say they found something they love and they're still on the fence, they're unsure. One of the things that they're likely going to go look for is a return policy, because they want to know if they receive this item and it's not to their liking, or it doesn't fit, or there's some issue, they want to know that they can return it to you. And so the cool thing about a return policy is that you get to decide what that return policy is. So you can return it for a refund. You can offer returns for exchanges only. You can offer returns for store credit only. You don't have to offer a return for a refund. You don't have to. It's up to you. So at the end of the day, you increase the likelihood of someone shopping with you by having a return policy than you do when you don't have a return policy. Next is the shipping policy. So now that they've decided that they want to buy the thing, they also want to know about how long is it going to take before I receive it. So I find that, for some people, this can be an issue as it pertains to drop shipping, just because a lot of drop shipping businesses have products that come from overseas, and sometimes it takes weeks for them to receive their products. So people want to be clear, before they purchase, how long should I expect to wait before I will receive this merchandise? Next is product reviews. So product reviews basically are a piece of trust. So by them being able to see that someone else has purchased from your business or purchased the product and has shared their opinion of it, it increases the likelihood of someone else buying it. They know that some other person has taken the risk of giving you their money and they've gotten something good in return. So if you've collected reviews, you want to definitely have them displayed front and center within your business's ecosystem. Next is a back in stock notification. So when things sell out, there's always somebody who wants to know when it's coming back or if it's coming back. So the easy thing that you can do is get a back in stock app, which will allow your shoppers to sign up for alerts, and they will get automatically notified when that item is back in stock. Another benefit of this is that it helps you to know what you should restock. So not everything is worthy of restocking, but if you can see that there are a ton of people who are interested in a restock, now you have a very clear idea of what you should go ahead and buy again. Next is an About Us page. So again, remember, you're a stranger. No one knows you. No one has any indication as to why they should support your business. And so basically right now you are building trust. You want to think about all the ways that you can potentially build trust. So having an About Us page is a fantastic way to literally write out what you think someone should know about you and your business. So take a moment to explain why you started, who you are, where you're located, what you sell. You can talk about your process for selecting the merchandise. You can talk about what makes you new or what makes you different and unique and things of that nature. But an About Us page is a great way to establish some authority. Next is multiple payment options. So you obviously want them to be able to purchase via credit card. There's also services like PayPal, depending on what platform you're using. There's Stripe. And then lastly, buy now, pay later options. So there's Afterpay, Sezzle, QuadPay, Klarna. I'm sure there's some others that I'm not saying. Add them all. Add every single last one of them. So don't feel like, oh, I'm only familiar with Afterpay, I'm only going to add Afterpay. No, add them all, because your shoppers have accounts with all of them. So what's going to happen is they are going to see that they found something that they like. They see you offer, let's say, Afterpay, but they've used their entire credit for Afterpay for the month. So they can no longer use Afterpay this month. So now they're like, okay, let me see if they have Sezzle. They're going to move over to their Sezzle account. So basically, long story short, get all of them. All right, so briefly, I would like to share some of my must-have Shopify apps with you guys. So these are the apps that I use each month to make more money in my store. So this is not just me throwing up some random apps that I'm like, you should definitely download these. These are apps that I can, without a doubt, say help me in some way to make money from my online store every single month. So the first one is Back in Stock. Remember, I mentioned that you guys should have a app that allows you to alert your customers when merchandise is back in stock. The next is After Sale. So After Sale allows you to offer another product at a discounted rate after a customer has made a purchase. Frequently Bought Together allows you to recommend additional products on any product page. So this can be set up automatically, and it'll automatically recommend other products based on past purchase behavior, or you can manually decide what products you would like to show on any product page as items that relate to that item. Next is Judge.me product reviews. So Judge.me automatically sends emails to your customers to collect reviews for the merchandise that they purchased from you. Next is Lucky Orange. So Lucky Orange allows you to watch customer activity in real time or record customer activity to study later on. Next is Quantity Breaks and Discounts. So this app allows you to offer discounts to customers for buying larger quantities of a product. And here are three more. So there is Delirious Profit. So Delirious Profit collects data about your business's sales and profit by product type, day of the week, times of the day, and more. Next is SMS Bump. So this is my text marketing app of choice. It allows you to collect phone numbers and send text messages to your audience. And then lastly is Digital Download. So if you sell digital products, anything that can be downloaded, this app will allow you to sell those digital products, and then they can be automatically sent to customers after they have made a purchase. All right, and so the best part about launching with Shopify is that you can take advantage of their 14-day free trial. So this allows you to prepare in advance, create a launch plan, launch during the free trial, and probably make some money. So, oftentimes people are like, Shopify costs $29 a month. Well, Shopify offers you 14 days for free. And even after that, let's say that you're not ready after the 14-day trial, before you sign up for the $29 plan, there is another plan, which I believe is $9 a month, which you can utilize while you're still, figuring some things out. So my recommendation would be prepare as much as you can in advance, create a very clear launch plan before you start your Shopify free trial. I would recommend mapping out what you want your website to look like. On paper, make sure that you have the content that you need in order to build the website of your dreams, and then get the Shopify free trial and then launch it so you can make some money. All right, so here are a few additional facts. Shopify makes it easy for you to sell across other platforms. So Shopify is literally designed to help you make more money online, not just on Shopify. So this is all about, this training is all about launching an online store. And the beautiful thing about launching an online store is that you can sell your products in a multitude of places. So I'm not familiar with, all of the other e-commerce platforms out there, but one thing that I can say about Shopify is that they do a fantastic job of just helping you sell your merchandise online. So once you create a Shopify account and you upload your products into their database, there are a multitude of apps that you can download. There are also a multitude of other sales channels that you can add to your website or to your plan. So 3 of those sales channels are Amazon, Walmart, and Etsy. So you can connect your products shop to an Amazon seller's account and then sell your products on Amazon. You can connect your products to Walmart.com and have the payments processed through your Shopify account. And you can also create an Etsy account, connecting your Shopify product shop to a Etsy seller's account. So again, you don't have to just sell your merchandise on Shopify. Once you have a Shopify account, you have a Shopify website, but you can also create accounts on other selling platforms and ultimately sell your products there as well. And here are a few other important details. Keep it as simple as possible in the beginning. So you don't need the fanciest or most expensive options. Start with, I spelled expensive wrong, expensive options. Start with what you have and what you can afford. So these are some things that I want you guys to know. I use my iPhone to take every single product photo leading up until November of 2020. So remember, in 2020, I made just over $215,000, and until November, I took every single image with my iPhone. My front porch and my sun porch at my house served as my unique product setting. So that was where I took my product photos every single week, right at my house. Next, choose the cheapest Shopify plan. So there are multiple plans that you can choose from, and I was on the $29 Shopify plan for months until I was seeing consistent revenue and until it made sense for me to upgrade that plan to the next level. Next, the free version of every app that I could have. So I don't believe that you need to add every app that every single person recommends to you. And I also don't believe that you have to go automatically into the paid version of every single app that is recommended to you. Use the free version of every app that you can until it makes sense or until you feel like you need the paid version of it. And a free website theme until I could afford a premium one. So the website theme that I have currently, I purchased from a website called themeforest.net. But prior to me having a premium theme, I used a free theme that was offered to me via Shopify. So use a free theme. Don't let anyone psych you into believing that you have to have a premium one because you absolutely do not. But, this is a big but. When you start to see consistent sales, don't be afraid to invest so that you can scale faster. So once I was starting to see consistent sales and more importantly, consistent growth, I understood that if I wanted to make money faster and more effectively, I needed to invest that money elsewhere. So that the cheapest Shopify plan became the middle level Shopify plan. Those free apps became paid apps. I upgraded them. That free theme became a premium theme. My iPhone pictures, I started substituting them out for professional grade photography. My sun porch and my front porch no longer served as my photo studios, and my house no longer served as the location for my online boutique. I moved it out of my house. So just being clear about when it's the most appropriate time for you to go ahead and make those next level investments so that you can grow your business faster. All right, so we're almost done here, guys, but I really want you to know that you can do this too. So every single day I make money simply because I gained clarity and found an audience of people who wanted exactly what I have to offer. So remember, I have two businesses and they sell totally different things and for totally different price points. And so these are screenshots of my sales for this year thus far. These are for both of my businesses. So on the left side with the pink background, that's for my online courses and memberships. This does not include my books. It doesn't include any like small trainings that I've held or anything along those lines. It's just online courses and memberships. And thus far, just a little bit over 5 months into the year, I've made $421,952.66 on the internet. I did not step outside of my house to sell a single dime of what I sold here or to make any of this money. I made it on the internet, selling things to people who needed exactly what I had to offer. And then on the other side, in the yellow background, these are my sales for my online boutique. Year to date, in just over a little bit over 5 months, I've made $160,885.69. So total, I think that comes out to, my math is terrible, about $582,000, a little bit over that, which is insane to say that I did that on the internet, selling things to people solely based off of the fact that I came to the conclusion of exactly what I wanted to sell, exactly how I wanted to sell it, exactly how I wanted it to look, exactly who I wanted to sell it to, and I showed up every single day in order to sell it and ultimately to make this money. So I want you guys to know that you can do this too if you are dedicated and if you gain the clarity that you need in order to execute your plans effectively and ultimately make this money. All right, so if you want to learn more, here's how. I'm not here to sell you anything today. I just want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, search my name, Jan Sharte, and you will be met with about 120 absolutely free videos where I literally share pretty much everything I know about launching an online store. So you'll get to watch me literally find out that I'm losing my job and make the decision to launch an online store. You will literally get to watch me launch the business, make every mistake imaginable. You'll get to witness me make my first $100,000, my first $100,000 in a year. You'll get to see me hit my first 5-figure month, my first 5-figure week, and also my first 5-figure day. So I really want you guys to check out my YouTube channel because you're going to gain so much value and it's absolutely free. And then the second thing I want you guys to do is follow me on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram at Jan Sharte. I frequently go live and share insight. I literally just sit around and answer questions for hours. I share behind the scenes of my business and just insight about what it takes to ultimately grow a online business every single day. So I hope that you guys found this presentation valuable. I am so appreciative to have each and every one of you take a moment to learn from me. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask. And I'll see you guys in the next one.